those words, they were offensive to me, and they were inappropriate. And he apologized to me, and I accept his apology, and we are moving on.
I'm Laura Ingle, and you are in the strategy room. That was Melania Trump, of course, wife of presidential candidate Donald Trump, remarking on the words of her husband, leaked in the hot mic tape released 2 weeks ago. Melania sat down with Fox & Friends host Ainsley Earhardt to discuss the incident and what other topics are now fair game in this presidential race. Joining me now are Democratic strategist David Mercer and Republican strategist Brad Blakeman. Welcome to you both.
Thank you.
Always great to have your perspective. Brad, I want to start with you. Melania said they are, quote, moving on from the tape leaked from an unaired Access Hollywood show, of course, capturing Trump using some pretty crude language describing his approach toward women. So do we think at this point voters will be able to move on and get past this as well?
Well, it's only if Donald moves on. Melania's moved on, and I hope her husband has done the same. But I have to say, Melania did a great job in that interview. She was very, very sober in her remarks, and I think that she came across very well. The only question I have is I believe that Donald Trump should have been sitting next to her. I thought it would have been a much better interview had he been there and showed a little contrition. But having said that, if Melania moves on and can convince Donald to, I think that's a good thing.
All right, we want to listen to another clip where Melania describes the fairness for her husband to use the issue of Bill Clinton's well-chronicled sexual indiscretions against presidential opponent Hillary Clinton. Let's listen.
Well, if they bring my past, why not?
So they're asking for it.
They're asking for it. They started. They started from the beginning of the campaign, putting my picture from modeling days, as you want that to be your first lady. That was my modeling days, and I'm proud what I did. I worked very hard.
All right, David, what do you make of that point?
It's a point that they'd be better to, as Brad put it, move on. It didn't help the Republicans in '92 nor in '96, and given that he's not on the ballot and Donald Trump isn't running against him, it'd be good advice to take Brad's advice, which is, you know, Bill Clinton's not in the race, it's Hillary Clinton. And as we've seen in the recent early voting that's going on in North Carolina, women are leaving Donald Trump in droves for Hillary Clinton, and you see that in other states. In Arizona, which is a red state, could be turning purple this year with the vote being strong enough to carry Hillary over the top there. So there's a lot of issues to be discussed. They're being discussed, and the polls are showing that there's in favor of Hillary Clinton going down to the final stretch.
You know, Brad, the general election just 20 days away, hard to believe. You know, does this continue to be fair game, or should Trump stay away from the issue altogether if he wants to win on election? You said so as much, but it's like he can't help himself. Is it going to come up during the debate?
Well, I don't think so. I think Chris Wallace already has announced what his issues are going to be. None of them seem to be in this realm. And I think Chris is going to be a taskmaster. This is going to be substantive. This is going to be on policy. And if Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton tries to steer this away, I think Chris will take command and bring it right back to where it should be. The American people want to talk about the issues. It's been salacious to date. I think we're up to our eyeballs in Bill Clinton's picadillos as well as Donald Trump's. And at the end of the day, people are walking in to the voting booth and voting on the economy and national security and education and things that are bread and butter issues that mean something in their lives.
David, what do you think? How do you think the rest of the week's going to play out after the debate?
Well, I think the question for Donald Trump is, does he have a ground game? Can he get his voters to the polls? Does he have an operation that's cohesive and coordinated? And with the disunity we are seeing in the Republican Party, be it Trump versus the Republican Speaker in the House or the down-ballot Senate candidates, there are 24 of them that are running for re-election on the GOP side. We only need 4 to get 4 of them. and then Donald Trump has to come in perfect with winning Florida, Pennsylvania, and Ohio. That's a little shaky ground that he's on now in order to do that. I don't see it happening, and I see this race continuing on the trajectory that it is with Hillary Clinton winning in November, on November 8th.
All right. Well, a lot to consider as we move forward. As we said, the countdown is on 20 days. Hard to believe. We're almost to the finish line. Thank you, David. Thank you, Brad.
Thanks.
Appreciate you being
Pleasure.
here. For complete coverage of the 2016 election, go to foxnews.com. I'm Laura Ingle. Thanks for watching.